I'm Ashley.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Carice.
And this is our presentation on English language learners' sentence stems.
Please take out a sheet of paper and a pencil. We will read 3 sentence starters for you and we'll show the sentence starters up on the screen. Please finish the sentences with whatever comes to your mind. We will give you time to finish each sentence. Here is the first sentence. For my last meal, I ate blank. Please take time to fill in this blank. Here is the second sentence. Right now, I feel blank. Please take time to fill in this sentence. Here is the third and final sentence. Today, I learned blank. Please take time to fill in this last sentence.
The exercise you just engaged in is called sentence starters. The diagram that you see on the PowerPoint is what we would like you to fill in. This will help activate your prior knowledge of sentence stems. So the first one is, why do I need to know about this? You can fill this in by why you need to know about sentence stems and anything like that. Who do I know that might know? So who you might know that knows about sentence stems. When might I have learned about this? When is a time that you've learned about sentence stems in the past? Where might I have learned about this? So where you have learned about sentence stems. How might this be similar to something else? And what resources are available? Please take some time to fill in this circle diagram and help you activate your prior knowledge. By the end of this video, you will know a technique that will help English language learners find the right words to explain, clarify, and describe what you are thinking.
Before we continue on in our presentation of sentence starters, we need to go over some vocabulary words that are commonly used. The first word is scaffolding. This means a variety of instructional techniques used to move students progressively towards stronger understanding and ultimately greater independence in the learning process. The next one is a sentence starter. This gives the student the opportunity to respond in the form of a complete sentence to effectively communicate. Sentence stems provide scaffolding to help students get started in speaking or writing without the added pressure of thinking how to correctly formulate a response. The final one is sentence combining. It is an instructional approach that involves teaching students to combine 2 or more simple sentences to form a more complex or sophisticated sentence.
The sentence stems technique provides students with an opportunity to practice effectively communicating by responding in the form of a complete sentence.
This technique is known for providing scaffolding to help students begin speaking and/or writing without the added pressure of trying to figure out how to correctly form a response. Good morning, class. How are we all doing today?
Good.
Good. So today we are going to be learning about sentence starters or sentence stems. So we're going to start with one that's quite simple. We're going to start with, today I feel. Who would like to finish this sentence? Okay, Carice, you may write the sentence and what the ending is. So today I feel what?
I feel happy.
That's good. Why don't you write happy? Good. So the whole sentence is, today I feel happy. So the second one is, for breakfast, I ate blank. Who would like to finish this sentence? Ah, yes, you may, Courtney. Can you read the rest of the sentence?
For breakfast, I ate sausage and eggs.
Very good, Courtney. All right, so these two, we started the sentence and then we ended it, correct? So for the next one, we're actually going to take these two sentences and we're going to combine them together. So we have two sentences. The cake is big. The cake is chocolate. We need to make these into one sentence. Is there any way we can do that? And I'm not going to write this on the board. We're just going to talk about it.
Miss Ashley, I think you could say the cake is big and chocolate.
Very good. Is there another way to do it, Courtney?
I was thinking maybe the chocolate cake is big.
Awesome. That is exactly what I love to hear. Alrighty, so for this last one, this one's a little tricky, so I may need some assistance with this one. The dog's paws are big. The dog is big. Now, Courtney, is there any way we can make this into one big sentence?
Well, we could do something like this sentence, but there's also something else you could do. You could do the dog's paws are big, therefore the dog is big.
Very good. So that completes our lesson today. I think it's time for us to line up for recess.
Wait. The students only needed to fill in 1 or 2 words. These were simple sentences. The last 2 sentences were more complex and required the students to combine 2 sentences into one. From our articles, we learned from vocabulary instruction for English language learners, I came across these key points. The problem for ELLs entering our classrooms is that they are starting from scratch. Sentence frames are a good way to give our English language learner students a starting point. Sentence stems are also a miraculous scaffold for English language learners. Instead of requiring students to start from scratch to create context, meaning, and syntax simultaneously in one sentence, sentence stems serve to isolate meaning. Sentence stems are an accurate assessment tool that provides immediate feedback. Also, sentence stems are a good way to introduce and practice using new vocabulary words.
My article was Using Sentence Combining to Teach Sentence Structure by Marcella. Some key points that I found is it is not how much you use sentence combining, it is how you do it. You need to make sure you have an orderly sequence, semantic relationships, and keep it natural. In other words, you need to make sure that it all makes sense when combining the sentences together. You also need to know that there will be more than one answer. For example, for our demonstration, we could say the cake is big and chocolate, or the chocolate cake is big. The final key point that I found is that you need to use logic when creating your sentences.
In my article, Improving Sentence Writing Ability Through Sentence Combining Practice, there were certain ways that sentence combining practice can improve writing in 4 ways. The first way is students start to consider the reader's perspective, meaning they are able to see other perspectives than their own. The second one is reduction of choppy or run-on sentence style. This is where students who engage in sentence combining practice will be able to improve their sentence structure by reducing run-on sentences and being able to improve their writing skills by making it flow nicely and reducing choppiness. Number 3 can help students become confident in using punctuation. This means that as students become more confident in their writing, they will be more confident in using different punctuation marks to help make a well-developed sentence or paragraph. And the last way can foster revision skills. This is where students are able to revise their own paragraph or have a peer assistant them by giving them advice or what to change and what they did strongly. Not only is one student benefiting from this, but 2 or more are as well.
Now we're going to anticipate and clarify some confusion. You might have some confusion between sentence stems and sentence combining. Here are the differences. Sentence stems are easier. Sentence stems happen and are used in the earlier stages of second language acquisition. Sentence combining is more advanced. Sentence combining happens and is used in the later stages of second language acquisition. Both sentence stems and sentence combining can be used in any subject. Both help students learn how to form complete sentences. Sentence stems can easily be modified to meet needs of all students. The teacher has the job of choosing the sentence stems for his or her students. The teacher can arrange sentence stems such as the following for students who need more assistance in forming their sentences.
Another way of differentiating a classroom with English language learner students is using the 5 stages of second language acquisition. As seen on the PowerPoint, the 5 stages of second language acquisition are pre-production. This is where there are no sentence techniques at this stage because the student does not verbalize. The second one is early production, speech emergence, intermediate fluency, and advanced fluency. In order for teachers to differentiate in an effective way, they need to be able to recognize what stage of second language acquisition their English language learner is in. By being able to determine the stage of the student, the teacher can decide what type of sentence technique would benefit the student. For example, if the student is in the early production stage, he or she will be using 1 or 2 word phrases to finish a sentence. An example of this would be, "Today I feel." As in our demonstration, Carice wrote, "Today I feel happy." During the speech emergence stage, students could fill in the rest of a started sentence with 2 or more words. An example of this would be, "For breakfast I had eggs, pancakes, and bacon." Using sentence stems is a great sentence technique for early production and speech emergence students. If teachers recognize that an English language learner is above the first 3 stages of second language acquisition, then they can focus on a sentence technique called sentence combining. Sentence combining is a great tool to use for ELL students who are able to communicate in both writing and speech. During sentence combining, students are starting to combine 2 similar sentences and putting those 2 sentences into 1 full sentence. For example, 2 similar sentences that could be used would be, "The cake is big," "The cake is chocolate." Students would then have to combine those sentences in 1 full sentence. For example, "The chocolate cake is big."
Finally, for our closure, we just want you to remember this acrostic. Charlotte makes pretty rainbows. So the first one is C, Charlotte, or create. Create a list of sentence stems that are appropriate to the discussion, story, or task you are giving to the students. Provide stems that use academic language or sentence structure that will challenge the students. The second one is model. Make sure you go over the stems with your students. Provide some examples of how to complete the sentence stems. A good example would be if somebody was stuck on "Today I feel," you can insert something such as mad or sad. Maybe they will come up with something different. The third part is practice. Ask or give the students a writing task. Have the students work in pairs or independently to use sentence stems to respond. The final part is to review. Encourage students to share those sentences they have created and address any clarification when needed.
Now we have come to the point in our presentation where it comes time for you to practice the technique of sentence stems. Please refer to the picture on our guided practice slide. This picture will guide you and help you reflect on what you learned by using a sentence stem technique. This document will also be emailed to you from Dr. Winters. Please take the time to practice using this new sentence stems technique as you reflect on our learnings today.